This God even says, or Moses says to the people, remember when you encountered this God had no shape or form. This God, again and again, is a God who transcends time and transcends space. This God is spirit, cannot be contained with physicality. There is no shape or form. So this God, these are brand new ideas in human history. No one had ever suggested anything like a God who isn't trapped in time, a God who can't be confined in physical space. In the history of ideas or the evolution of religion, no one had ever even begun to talk about a God like this. The astounding thing about this creation poem is not only is this God outside of time and outside of space, but this God chooses to act within human history. This God chooses to act in tangible ways, and that act is to create. This God who is endless, infinite, beyond, who has no boundaries, edges, thingness, shape, or form, chooses to act very specifically in human history by creating. And then in Genesis 2, another account of creation, this God breathes into dust and makes people. Now, at the other end of the spectrum, there is this realm of the spirit with no shape, form, no physicality. There is this realm in Genesis 1 of physicality: light, dark, sky, water, land, sea. And then out of the land comes trees, and the trees produce fruit, and the fruit has seeds. So in Genesis 1, there is a dimension of this God as spirit. This God has no physicality. And then at the same time, there is this physical universe that's being brought into existence. And each thing in the poem is more complicated than the thing before it. Light and dark. Well, sky and water, you can actually hold water. Land and sea, dirt, you can actually hold dirt. So each thing, tree, is more complicated and advanced, more detailed, more precise than rocks. And then fruit is more complicated, more designed than trees, but then the seeds can fall in the ground and produce another tree. Maybe this would help. Frisbee, iPod. Now, somebody going, So in this poem, each thing that's being created is slightly more advanced and complex than the thing after it. It's going somewhere, more arrangement, more design, more creativity. And so you have this seed, and the seed is significant because a tree can produce fruit, and then the seed is its ability to reproduce. After seeds, then you have animals. Then God creates a man, each thing more advanced than the thing before it. God creates the man, steps back and says, I think I can make something slightly more advanced. Any girl power in the room whatsoever? And so she shall be called woman, because when the man first saw her, he said, whoa, man. God said, it is not good for the man to be alone. He won't know what to wear. Actually, this is fascinating. In Genesis 2, the creation of the woman comes right after the naming of the animals, which is like, well, what's the point? Well, the man is told to name the animals, and nothing is a corresponding strength. And so then God makes this woman as a corresponding strength to her. Now, if there's a scene that would have been brilliant, how about the naming of the animals? Would that have been brilliant? I picture God, the God character. Adam. Hey, Adam. Or maybe just, hey. Because there's no one else there. Okay, here's the deal. Here's the deal. We're going to bring these animals in. We're going to bring them in one by one. We'll bring them in 2 by 2 later. And we're going to bring them in, and you just name them whatever you want to name them. So you picture Adam like, okay. So they bring, hippopotamus. Picture God like, yeah, okay, hippopotamus. There's a database angel. How do you want me to spell that? Any way you want. They bring in the next one. Adam's like starting to kind of get his groove on. Okay, I can do this. Duck-billed platypus. God is like, seriously, wow, angels over here. Like, seriously, where did you get this guy? I could start over. I had something stuck on my sandal, and I took it, and I blew it off. But God wants to be encouraging. Seriously, Adam, you're the man. No, seriously, you are. You're the man. So, but like a couple days into it, or a day into it, Adam is just whipped. Oh, he's thought every possible. He's so tired. Not one creative idea left. One more. Okay, can you do one more? Yes, I can do one more. Dog. God's like, dog. Yeah. Hey, wait, that's my name backwards. What? Oh, one more, really? Yeah, one more. Whoa, okay. I don't know, cat. Cat. Hey, wait, I didn't make those. That's funny, I don't care who you are. So, anyway, yeah. Now, this poem is proposing things that no one had ever proposed. It's a brand new idea in human history. See, everything in the creation story fits into one of two categories. It's either purely physical, rocks, dirt, trees, seeds, it's either water, it's either purely physical, or it's spiritual. It's spirit. It's I am. It's action. It's either immaterial or material. It's either physical or non-physical. Everything in creation is either one or the other. A tree has physicality but no spirit. I am is spirit with no physicality. Fruit, physical, no spirit. Spirit, but no physical. Everything is one or the other. Angels, spirit, no physicality. Sky, water, physicality, no spirit. And then, in this creation story, the human being is physical, dust, and yet is breathed into by spirit. There is nothing in the entire created realm that is totally spiritual and totally physical. Is a human being spiritual or physical? The answer, of course, yep. Now, this has profound implications for how you and I understand what it means to be human. You are here. Maybe you've heard somebody say, well, I'm just not into spiritual things. Are you a human being? Yeah, too late. The issue is not whether you're a spiritual being or you have a spirituality. The issue is whether your eyes are open and you're aware of it. You cannot deny what is central to your makeup as a human being. In the Hebrew language, there is no word for spiritual. If you would have said to Jesus, how is your spiritual life?